Hi everybody, welcome to our first in 3 sessions getting ready for the new busy season, people getting engaged. So we'll just wait a couple of minutes and hopefully some people will be logging on and joining us. So tonight's one we're going to be talking about preparing for engagement season, making sure that you're ready for all those leads that are going to be coming through. And then tomorrow we're going to be talking about marketing, making sure that your marketing is all ready. And then finally on Friday, we're going to be talking one of my favourite subjects, as you all know, which is pricing for profit, making sure that your prices reflect your brand, reflect your experience, and that you're charging what you should be for the forthcoming year. So we're going to do that on Friday, which is very exciting. As always, leave me any comments that you have and I'll try and answer them. If I can't answer them during the actual live video, then I'll certainly log back on and comment and hopefully help you. So hi to all of our members. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the Facebook Live this evening. I am then going to be saving that over to YouTube, so hopefully more people can see some of the tips. But as always, it's the members that get the videos first, which is very exciting. Okay, so I can see that a few of you have logged in, which is really good, which is what we like to see. So what I want to start with really is that now that we're in, we're middle of November, aren't we? No doubt we've all had a really busy year. We're feeling pretty burnt out. We're tired. We just want to go and have a lay down and have a break, don't we? But you can't do that yet because this is one of the most busiest times for engagements. Most engagements happen really between sort of December and Valentine's Day, about a third of all engagements. So I'm afraid you can't quite rest just yet. You need to get yourself ready for that new year and all those new bookings, because otherwise, if you go to that nice pampering spa, which we all want to do, you might have missed the boat a little bit. So yeah, hold fire and get all your marketing and get yourself ready for all those engagements that are going to be flooding through your way. That's what we like to see anyway. So I'm just going to swivel around, so excuse me a moment as I do that, as I'm reading my notes. Okay, so a few things that I just wanted to discuss, just some top line things really. And as always, with a lot of what we do, whether you're a wedding planner, a photographer, a caterer, it doesn't matter, what profession you're actually in within the wedding industry, there are a lot of things that remain the same. So one of them is that when you're getting those inquiries, make sure that you respond to them quickly. Don't delay in responding. Make sure that you personalise any correspondence with them, and ensure that you're really listening to what it is that they're actually saying. So what is it that they need help with? Don't assume that you know best, even though you may have been in business for quite a while. So make sure that you listen to what their needs are before that you actually respond back to them. So that's really important, and I know that it sounds obvious, but I think at times it's something that we forget, that although that we've been in the events industry for a number of years, this could be the first time that they've been engaged. Hi to all the members that have just joined us. Hi Sandy, hi Val, hi Jennifer. Really nice to have you here this evening. Okay, so that's number one. Make sure that you respond to inquiries quickly, clearly, professionally, and friendly, and make sure that you listen. If at all possible, what you want to do is engage with them by a few different means. So that could be that you initially send them an email with maybe links to your gallery and some of your pricing structures. But then you also want to call them as well. So you want to check that they got your email. Is there any questions? Is there any way that you can help further? So don't just send that email and then leave it. You need to go back to them. So let them know that you care, let them know that you are interested in this booking. So that's really important. The other thing that I want you to do really is start thinking about your marketing. Now we're going to be covering marketing properly tomorrow in tomorrow's session, but what I want you to do is start getting your marketing in order. So what you want to do is check all your images. Are there any photos from this wedding season that you want to upload onto your website and to your social media? Don't fall into the trap of thinking that you need to upload everything, because you don't. Always think of your brand. So who are you? Who are the clients that you're trying to attract? And those are the images that you should be trying to load onto your website. Don't do the scattergun approach, which I know that I have mentioned in our training courses before. So don't try and target everybody. Think of your brand and think of what images are really going to promote you and your business. And they're the ones that you want to be uploading everywhere that you can. So yeah, your website and your social media as well. So you want to do that. You want to make sure that they are high res and that they're clear, and that they're inspiring as well, that they're exciting to look at, and that they can feel the love coming out from that couple when on their wedding day. So that's really important as well. But we will do a little bit more on that tomorrow, because I think we can have a really great chat about that. So that's it. So you want to respond fast. You want to make sure that the pictures are right on all of your platforms that you're using. Freshen up your website. I always make a habit of reviewing my text. So sometimes people just change their images, whereas I like to go through all of my descriptive text. Am I happy with it? Is there anything that I want to change? I change as a person, and so obviously my brand changes with it. So try to do that. The other thing that I want you to do is collect reviews. So if clients haven't been in touch that got married this year, then you want to touch base with them. Hi, how are you? Can't believe it's 6 months since your wedding, 3 months since your wedding. It's nice to catch up with them anyway, but then ask if they can kindly leave a review, whether it's on your website, whether it's on your Facebook page, whether you can send them a little questionnaire with maybe some set questions and they can answer those for you. And then you've got something that you can use to promote yourself. Future clients will be looking at those reviews. They'll be looking at what you would like to work with. But more importantly, that also gives you something that you can use on your social media as well. Whether that's creating quotations to use on Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook. It's all about recycling that PR and getting as much use from it as you can. So try to do that if you can. The other thing that you'll want to do is review your prices. So when did you last increase your prices? Do your prices reflect you and your brand in your area? Have you done much research recently? Are you happy with the fees that you are charging? If you were quite busy this year, do you feel that you were too busy? Do you feel that you had too many events on, perhaps? Now's the time to actually review that. Did you take on too much? Should you have charged a little bit more for your services? Perhaps now's the time to look at increasing your prices, even if it's by 10% for the following year. That could, over the course of the season, make a big difference to you. So think about doing that. I hope that you can. I'm going to change the position. I'm losing a little bit of a... I don't know whether anyone can hear me still. Are you still there at all, everybody? Val, you've just joined. Okay, can people see me, or have you lost me? Hello? Dominique, I can see you've joined, so I don't know if that means that you can see me. Yay, I'm back. Yeah, good old Facebook Live and Signal. I'm only in Essex, you'd think I'm in the middle of nowhere. Okay, nice to have you back. So we were just touching on pricing, so I don't know how much you lost there, but it's just about reviewing what you're charging. Are you competitive? Is it reflecting the brand? Did you take on too many events this year but not charge enough? So perhaps you can think about increasing your prices for the following year, and then perhaps actually doing less events, which allows you more time with each of those clients to spend on their weddings with them. and it means that you can have more time dedicated to them. So have a little think about that as well. Hope that works. And I think that's the main things that I wanted to go over with you today. I'm a big believer in not overcomplicating things. Try to keep it short and concise, and giving you tips that will really help you with your business and preparing for the engagement season. So we are, as I said, we are going to discuss marketing. I'd like to go a little bit more in depth into marketing tomorrow. And then we're going to talk about pricing, and I'm going to give you some strategies on Friday about how to work out your profitability, and giving you some worksheets that you can use to do the calculations. So I will send those to you as well upon request. So what I really wanted to know is, how are people feeling? Are you ready for the engagement season? Do you have any questions at all? Is there anything that I can help with? Hi Val, I'm glad that you could see me. I don't know how much you lost actually, guys, so I'm hoping that it wasn't too much. I'm just going to double check there aren't any questions. How are people feeling? Are you feeling pretty burnt out after this year? Are you ready for the phone calls that we're going to be getting? Do you feel that your marketing is all up to scratch? Have you managed to get all your photos from all the lovely photographers this year? Okay. No questions today. Is that because you're all so terribly excited about the rebrand that's coming tomorrow? I know I am. Okay, so nobody's got any questions at the moment. If you do have anything that you would like to ask me, you can always pop it on the Facebook page, leave any comments. Sorry, rebrand, yay! Oh, Sharon, you got your last wedding tomorrow, have you? Oh, is that exciting? Not too sure if that's the right thing to say. I'm no doubt that you will do a fabulous job. I'm quite sure some of you have got December weddings. Yeah, I'm done with that now. So I am full speed ahead on my weddings for next year, and of course the rebrand tomorrow as well. So I hope you're all really excited about that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, this was just sort of like a short session tonight that hopefully is really helpful. But any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. Anna, okay, so you've got a bit of fear about increasing the prices will push them away. Not necessarily. Okay, Stephanie, you've got weddings up until Christmas. Okay, so Anna, what you really need to do is, we're going to be covering this on Friday, but what we're going to be covering is how you're working out your profitability. So are you charging enough to cover your costs, for example? Do you need to be charging more to actually be breaking even? So we're going to be covering that as well. And fear is quite a powerful thing, with not just with life, but in business as well. So, and I know it's really easy for me to say this, but sometimes you've got to let go of the fear, and you've got to believe in yourself, and you've got to believe in what you're capable of, and the weddings that you know that you are capable of and that you deserve as well. So the biggest thing that you can do is to let go of that fear. If you've done your research, you know what you should be charging, you know what is a competitive rate, and you know what you need to charge in order to have the lifestyle that you deserve. And that's paying for the time that you're spending on those weddings, and that's really, really important. And I know sometimes, particularly for wedding planners, we don't work out our profitability, and we don't work out the hours that it actually takes to organise a wedding. And it's really important that you do that, so you know what hours you are actually spending on a client's wedding, and that you should be considering that when it comes to pricing your services. Anna, I'm definitely more than happy to help you. So do log in on Friday if you can. If not, it will be saved so you can watch it after as well. But absolutely, I am here if you've got any questions and you just want to discuss any of the pricing with me and how to work out your profitability. I'm definitely more than happy to help you with that. Hannah, how persistent should you be when you have sent a follow-up email but they've not responded to it? I would say that I would tend to send sort of the initial email, then I would try to call them a couple of days later, and then I would normally send another email as well. So I definitely don't send more than 3 emails, but I do try to do 2 emails and 1 phone call if at all possible, because sometimes an email may not arrive with them. So I try to do both. Remember that I've had situations actually before with weddings when it's been a good couple months later before we've actually managed to have a consultation and they've actually booked with me. Sometimes people just take longer. Business gets busy or family life interrupts, and sometimes they have to take a step away from being engaged until they're ready to come back into it and start looking at the suppliers again. So keep at it and don't be afraid to contact them and check whether they do need your help, whether they are open to having a meeting, or perhaps you can do a Skype meeting if they don't want to actually travel up to meet you. Technology now, there's no reason why you can't do it via Skype. Okay, so Stephanie, you find that people question the cost of childcare. I think sometimes with certain services in the wedding industry, people find it hard to quantify it, and they're not too sure what they're buying. I guess with a photographer, they know that they can see the photographer there on the day and that they have some beautiful images to see afterwards. The band, they're listening to them, they can see them perform. But I do think with some suppliers within the wedding industry, clients find it difficult to quantify because they don't quite understand what it is that you're doing. And I think in that situation, I'd always break it down. So I'd always break it down into, how many staff, how many hours, your transport, so that they can actually see, instead of seeing sort of a one figure for everything, that you've actually broken it down as well. And I think sometimes that helps them visualize it and they can understand more about why you are charging what you're charging. So you could try that approach, Stephanie, and see whether that works. And maybe it's the time to sort of step up the marketing. So do some marketing, do some blog posts and social media posts about the benefits of a creche with those testimonials. So if you can gather all of those testimonials from other people saying how fabulous the creche service was, then that's going to be encouraging to those that are perhaps on the fence about whether to hire you or not. Okay, so Anna, tomorrow it's marketing, Friday is pricing. Okay. Have I missed anybody else here? So Hannah, I've done you, haven't I? Sarah, okay, so it was nice to have seen you very briefly. Okay, so I think that's one of the main. I think there's some of the main questions. So I think it'll be really interesting on Friday when we start discussing pricing, and I think perhaps fear might be a session that we can do another night as well, and about creating positivity and about really sort of understanding what it is that you're aiming for in business and in life as well. And I'm a huge believer in that. I mean, I even have a gratitude jar and I pop a little post-it note every single day of something that I'm really grateful for. That could be the sun is shining, it could be that I've got a new booking. And I do that every single day, and there's lots of little steps that you can do to kind of push that fear away and to be more positive and to be more confident with everything that you are doing. Okay, so Dominique, most clients tell you after the wedding that I should have charged more, but then I ask if I had charged more in the quote, would they have hired me? And then they say no. Yeah, that's life, isn't it, Dominique? Okay, everybody. unless you've got any more questions, I'm going to sign off with lots and lots of love to you. And because I've got a website to finish, ready for tomorrow's launch. Okay, so Stephanie, sorry you didn't get much of that. You'll just have to play it back, and hopefully you can listen to it then. Okay. As always, I love you all. I adore all of our members. I honestly do. I'm so proud of what you do in this wedding industry, in terms of really upping your game and the most amazing events that you take part in. So I am proud of you. I do love you. Have a lovely evening, and then we'll chat more tomorrow. Okay, lots of love. Bye, everyone.